Good morning, everyone. Give a few minutes to let folks get in here. And want to talk through some of the things going on, some ways that you could be part of it. So we'll see if anybody gets in here. I don't have any idea what time of day is a good time to do something like this. I'll try 10, and if nobody hops on, I'll try again this evening sometime. But I hope all of y'all are well today. Well, Deacon John's here. Deacon John, I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to talk through just some general things going on and hopefully get some questions from folks about what's going on and what's coming down the pike at St. Peter's. I should also say we have 2 people working remotely from the house right now and 2 people learning remotely from the house and a dog who likes to bark. So there might be noise that's unexpected in the next few minutes. But I'm going to give it just another couple minutes and see if anybody else hops on before I start talking. And again, if this time is not good for people, then I will try again later this evening. So we've got 2 online now. Hey, Jackie. But if at any time, if you have questions about things going on at St. Peter's and what's going on, please go ahead and type that and I'll be able to see it and answer it for you. Okay, that's a good question, Julie. What evenings will we be sharing Compline? So the plan right now is that we will do Compline 3 nights a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll typically lead it on Sundays. Lauren Abbott will typically lead it on Wednesdays, and then Kelsey Wofford, our youth minister, will typically lead it on Fridays. So that's the plan, is those 3 days. If you just love Compline, by my count, every Episcopalian in the world is streaming Compline live right now at nights. So I know St. Paul's has a feed every night of the week, and I believe Good Shepherd has one every night of the week. So other local churches are doing it too. So it'd be a cool way to kind of get to know some folks and see some faces from other Episcopal churches. So it's a great question. But yeah, we will continue to be sharing Compline on a regular basis, at least for the foreseeable future. And maybe that reshape something that we do even beyond this weird time that we're in. We got a few folks, so I'll go ahead and start talking. And again, if you just have questions, just go ahead and send them my way, because I want to talk about ways that you can be involved with our common life right now in this time. Let me find the window where I had what I was going to talk about. There it is. One thing that we want to keep doing, or try to start doing anyway, is including your voices in our morning prayer that we offer on Sundays. And so the best way to do that is by you looking up the readings for the week for that Sunday, and then just recording them with a entry, a reading from Romans, a reading from Matthew. If you have questions about what the intro should look like, then you can let me know. And then concluding it with the word of the Lord, thanks be to God. And where you can find those readings is www.lectionarypage.net. And that is a great resource that will have the Sunday readings listed from now until Jesus comes back. Anyone here, whether you have been trained as a lector or not, I am hereby commissioning you as a digital lector. And you can you can do those readings. You can record it on your phone. Most phones have a audio recording app of some kind. You can record it on your computer. Most computers have a way of recording your voice, and then you can send it to me. You can send it via text. You can send it via email. You can message it to our Facebook page. Any of those will be great. But I just would love on Sundays for us to hear not just my voice. I'm a preacher, so I'm fine with my own voice, but I want to hear other people's voices too, and I know that y'all do as well. And so that's a way that we can hear your voice on Sunday morning and not just mine. I can kind of splice it into the morning prayer service that we do. So that would be fantastic if some of you could do that and want to be involved in our services that way. Another way that I've not really received much feedback for this, I have received some feedback on the call for readings, is prayer requests. I know that, this is a time where we all have a lot to be prayerful about. And if you have particular prayer requests that you want included in our Sunday morning liturgy, please send it to me. And again, you can send it via email to the church. You can send it via, you can record it, and we could actually splice your voice again with that prayer request into the Sunday morning service. So that is a possibility. So there are lots of ways to share prayer requests, but I think also if you go to we're gonna put the not on Facebook Live, because I think that works for something like this, but it can get a little glitchy on Sunday morning worship, and so I don't want to Facebook Live our worship on Sunday morning. So we'll be going through YouTube again. If you go through to the YouTube page, we can all watch it together, and you can even type in your prayer requests in at the appropriate time in the service. So there's lots of ways to engage with our service on Sunday morning that I think will be really useful and helpful and help us feel more connected on those Sunday morning worship times. We are working on additional musical offerings and ways to bring music in. So for instance, this Sunday, Cannon Hunt has recorded some music that I'll have as our sort of prelude music, the music before the service. Cannon, as y'all know, does just a beautiful job with his music, and so we're looking forward to him being part of our services that way. I've been talking with Tim, our organist and choir director, about ways to include him and some small group of the choir in with the services as well. So our every intention is to have music in some way involved on Sunday mornings as part of our worship together. And so if you have any ideas about what that could look like, we're open for business on ideas right now. Lots of things that we could have your help thinking through. But music is something that we're working on. I'm going to, this Sunday, just try something. We're going to call it a digital coffee hour. And so we are going to be using Zoom for a lot of things. So if you have ever used Zoom or if you're familiar with it, you should be good. If you've not used Zoom and you want some help with it, please get in touch with us, because it is going to be very useful to us during this time. And so if you would like some help, a tutorial, we have some folks who really know it very well, who I'm sure we could put you in touch with and help you make sure you're connected via Zoom. But on Sunday, we're going to try a digital coffee hour, which will just be, I'll open up an open Zoom where anybody can come in and be part of it, and we'll have a chance to see each other's faces, have a chance to wave and say hello real quick, and it would be really a good thing to do. But we're going to use Zoom also for, I used it for our Bible study, or Wednesday Bible study this week, and we had a really great conversation over Zoom. I'm hoping in the near future that we're going to launch some small groups that would meet and do some formation and prayer for one another using Zoom. So Zoom is going to be an important platform for us moving forward. So I want to encourage you to get familiar with it, and it'll be a great way to engage with our church. The final kind of update that I wanted to give you is that we're working on something we've had in the past, which is sort of a phone tree. And, just through the use of technology over recent years, it's become less necessary to have something like that. But in talking with the staff and talking with other leaders, we thought that reestablishing a sort of phone tree would be helpful. So I have identified folks who are willing to be the leaders of those phone trees, and I'm really using today, at least part of today, to put them together. And so what we're asking folks who want to lead phone trees to do is just check in with people once a week, and then kind of run it up the flagpole if there's anything that they hear of that are needs in the congregation, to get it back to me or to the staff so that we can be responsive to those needs. To circle back, I was talking about small groups. If you are interested in being part of a small group that would meet electronically over the next, however long this takes, and maybe even beyond that, then please let me know. Either message us on Facebook, send an email to the church, any way you can get in touch with me to let me know, hey, I'm interested in this. We'll kind of start working on that in earnest in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to just get our feet under us. But I want you to just be assured of my continued prayers for you. I've had folks in the last couple of days ask for a phone call, and it's been really good to connect that way. A video chat, it's been good to connect that way. I'm still here for you. As I said in the video we put out last week, I'm still your priest. I'm still your pastor, and still want to be here while making sure we're taking care of everyone in the best ways possible, and looking out for the health of everyone. So please, be in touch and give me a call, give the church office a call, and we can continue to connect. Are there any questions? So we had a good one from Julie about which evenings we'll be sharing Compline. And again, that will be Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll be having Compline. I also encourage you too, that that's a great practice for you in your house. Whether or not whether or not we're doing it as a church, it's something that you can learn how to pray in your homes. And so if you have a prayer book, if you have access to the internet, go to bcponline.org, and they have the Compline service there. But it's a beautiful service that you don't need a priest to pray it. You don't need a church member to pray it. Or a church staff member to pray it. You can pray it. You can lead it. And so if you want some help in learning how to do that, or with any of the daily offices, the morning prayer, evening prayer, Compline, noonday prayer, please be in touch about that. I'm happy to talk you through that and walk you through the prayer book and how to find the right readings and all that kind of stuff. I think one of the things that is really, it's a challenge, but it's also something that is sort of, in some ways very powerful in this time, is that we can learn that while corporate worship is the heart and soul of what the church does, the ways that we are still called to be a people at prayer, and still called to be a people of prayer, even when we can't gather one-to-one. And so that means that we are called in our individual lives to be part of the prayerful people. It's not just something that we have to be in the same room to do. Now, I love corporate worship. It is what, it kind of helps me find a lot of meaning in my life. It's just not the only thing. So I encourage you, use this time of separated worship to separate from corporate worship to learn the way of prayer in the church's prayer life in your own life. But any other questions for me about what's going on or what we have planned at St. Peter's?